Hello, my butterflies, because we already know that 2022 is all about the transformation process, all right? I hope you all are doing well. Of course, it is me, Coach V, and welcome to my Freedom Reigns podcast, where it is all about helping my marriage minded Christian ladies be free from religion in order to date wisely and win at love, all right? Like, as the self proclaimed new love strategist, what I do is I help single, frustrated women renew their hearts, preparing them with the intentional dating skills that are necessary to win at what I call kingdom love. Y'all already know that means God's love, that means, self love, that means real love, all that good stuff. If you do not know, I am a life dating and relationship coach and an online dating consultant with New Thing Life Coaching, where I help you with healing, I help with tending to the past, unpacking your love box, all of that stuff so that you can get out of your own way and build a new love language. A lot of us have not been doing love properly, so I am here to change up the game and make sure we get that straight, all right? Let me mention new news, of course. Currently, what I will say is that New Heart Academy begins tonight, and I am beyond pumped. So I'm going to be, I'm not going to rush through this because I do have a lot to say. But of course, I'm not going to be talking forever because as soon as this podcast is done, I literally need to go downstairs. I need to cook dinner. I need to make myself look, even more presentable because this is going to be class number 1 of New Heart Academy. Like, if you came in last semester when I did this, you already know, epic, right? And of course, we are going to be doing it all over again. This is the one-stop Win at Love shop. It is literally 12 weeks of intense work. These are 12 like crazy transformational courses at the end of the day, all right? And I'm just going to be teaching so much. So tonight, I will actually be talking about heart matters because what New Heart Academy is all about, it's helping single women transform in order to win at love. But what I end up doing with that is I'm looking at 3 components because physical therapy. Therapy is nice in and of itself. That is awesome. I highly recommend therapy. Having a relationship with God, absolutely important. I absolutely recommend ensuring that you have a relationship with God. It's also good to do some self-awareness, to look at who you are and to decide like, hey, I got some things that I need to change and work on. There are some ways about me, all of the good stuff. And then of course there is science, where we a lot of times we leave out the biological aspect. We don't think about things from the scientific standpoint with us being females, when it comes to trauma, when it comes to, what men need and how they are wired and how we are wired differently. All of those things are good in and of itself. But what New Heart Academy does is it ties faith, humanity, and science all together. And literally, I look at how all of those things play a factor every single class that we do in New Heart Academy, right? From looking at our heart, from dating, communicating, understanding men, from writing your vision, the whole 9. So again, that starts and kicks off tonight. It is not too late for you to come on in if you want to be a part of New Heart Academy. newthinglifecoaching.com/NHA. We are going live tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So like I said, I'm hopping off of here and going straight to it. Also, of course, you can always come into the N2L community. That is a monthly membership program. It has another training course that unlocks each month. There's cool merchandise that gets shipped out to your front door. You get all these funky, cool discounts, the whole 9. So you can do that as well. And y'all, there's some banging hoodies, all right? I love these hoodies that I designed that show we will win. They even have 218 on the back for Genesis 218. You can do that as well. Some people are doing both together. Then, of course, you can do it separately. As far as what's coming up, Valentine's Day weekend is going to be the first annual WallCon. And what WallCon is, it's the Win at Love conference. And this year's theme is going to be fire. Like, we are talking about breaking every chain, access revoked. All right. The things from your past, strategies and the tactics and everything that Satan uses, we're not allowing those things to work at all, like anymore. So subscribe to the site, follow me on Instagram, and or join the SAS Tribe for updates about the conference that is going to be virtual this year. All right. I don't got time for no Omarion variant. We're just not dealing with COVID. So there are options for you to still see it this year, again, virtually. All right. I took a break the last few weeks of the year, just to kind of like regroup, have time, of course, holidays, have time with my kids, all of that other good stuff, and just focus on myself. I don't feel like doing any work. And then, lo and behold, I ended up getting sick myself. I did end up having la corona, but before taking that break, I had began a new series, and I explained, of course, how I've been doing ministry and coaching since 2013, working with single Christian women. And over the years, with me doing videos, podcasts, classes, books, webinars, all of these other things, there are some things that I have taught. There are some things that I have said that some of you found confusing, that some of you found questionable. That's okay, because I know a lot of those things, they pretty much contradicted everything that maybe that you've either thought, or maybe even things that you've previously, been taught or even believed. So we started off a new series back in December, and it's Coach V, Explain Yourself. Because I figure it's time to clear the air, all right? And of course, if you have any questions, feel free, let me know. You can drop a comment, you can email me, say something inside the group if you want. Let's do it. And I might even address it in an upcoming podcast. So today, here's where we are. Because there is something that, yes, I will be honest, okay? There's something that makes me roll my eyes a little bit. There's something that makes me grind my teeth. And it's when I end up hearing a woman that goes on and on and on about, her past and everything that she's endured. She talks about, like, what kind of man, that she's going to need to date, like what it's going to take to actually, be with someone like her. And I am the way I am because of my attitude and my personality. I hear women say those things a lot, almost bragging a little bit, and mentioning that a real man, or like her man, or the man that God has for me, he is going to know what to do. He is going to know how to handle me. And I hear a lot of these women, they go on and on about, like, literally, like, this is me, you got to accept me for who I am. And I'm like, girl, I need you to check yourself before he gets there. Check yourself. Can you please do that? Check yourself, all right? Coach V, explain yourself, right? I will gladly, absolutely do that. Because what I do know is that a lot of us as women, we are amazing women, right? We are strong women. A lot of us, we have been single parents, right? So we are independent women. And I'm a coach. I don't care your race, anything. I have, black, white, Puerto Rican, Mexican, Latino, like the whole nine, between the SAS tribe, between clients, people that have done classes, the small group at church. Y'all know I don't care about race. What I will say at the end of the day is that, especially in the black community, I'm a strong black woman, and it's going to take a man who's going to understand. And I realize that a lot of men, they can't handle a strong black woman. I hear a lot of things. Again, a lot of us, we've endured different things. So our personality has become our defense. Our personality has turned into a little bit of a protective measure, if you will. Now, why is that? Well, again, because once you have endured certain things, once you have experienced certain things, you don't want to be played with, right? It's like, hey, I don't have time for nonsense. Hey, I got to make sure that I, protect myself, because I'm not going to let anybody get over on me. I want to make sure that, like, no man is ever going to see me as being weak. Like, we have these different excuses as to why that is. So now, what I'm realizing is that women have this way about them, and it's like they're pretty much saying, like, I am determined to not change because this is who I am. I have a problem with this, and I'm going to tell you why this is a problem. One, because I'm a Christian coach, and I'm a Christian coach for Christian women. So you're a woman of God at the end of the day. You're a woman of God. So we know that 2 Corinthians 5:17 talks about what? If anyone is in Christ, you are a new creation. The old has gone. Your old habits are gone. Your old ways are gone. The manipulation, the independence, nobody's ever there for me, that I got to, protect. Guard your heart, absolutely. But a lot of us, we go very far with, I got my heart on lock and key. We got walls up. We want men to, like, we got like Fort Knox going on because we've been through a lot. But it's like, the old has gone. It's like at some point you have to allow Christ to make you over and say, hey, I can be a little bit softer. I can be a little bit vulnerable. I can change up some things. And then we also have Colossians that says, therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, you need to clothe yourselves with what? Compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Sorry. So if you think that you can have a mindset, an attitude of, sassiness or bossiness or, again, just negativity or, no man is going to tell me what to do. I've been the captain of this ship for however long. I run my house a certain way, da 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 da. He'll learn really quickly not to play with me. Then you're failing as a Christian if you have that attitude. You're failing as a Christ follower. Let me say that, because I can't take away your salvation. Nothing's going to take away the salvation. You're still a Christian because you believe. But there is a difference between a Christian and a Christ follower. Like, you become a Christian just by entering into salvation, right? Like, that is how you become justified. But what about being sanctified? What about your sanctification? So at the end of the day, Christianity is saying, hey, I accepted that Christ is the head of my life. I believe that, God the Father, he had Christ the Son and then the Holy Spirit. They are all three in one. I believe that Jesus Christ died for my sins. That is how you enter into salvation and you become justified. But sanctification and becoming sanctified, that is now saying, okay, I'm going to be going deeper when it comes to actually living a certain way. So when you have a nastiness about you and say, hey, well, I'm not changing, this is who I am, da 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 da, who gonna check me, who gonna stop me? Now you're causing a little bit of problems. Okay, so again, there's a difference between Christian and Christ follower. Now, another reason that this is a problem is because as a single woman, your job is to find your place and get there before a man does. When we sit there and talk about, oh, it's going to take a certain man and he's going to have to know how to check me and put me in my place, because y'all know how my mouth can be, and I can be this and I can be that, and I don't step down to nobody. It's going to take a real man. No, you need to find your place and get there before that man does. You need to, and even if you've never said it's going to take a certain kind of man to check me, you need to work on your attitude before he gets there. You need to renew your mind before he gets there. You need to rid yourself of those character flaws before he gets there. Because what kind of grown man, the men that are MVPs, right? The ones that I teach and coach my clients to meet, attract, connect with, marry, the whole nine. These men don't have time working hard to, provide, and they got to worry about, fighting the world. They got, they're trying to make a living. They got to worry about, their social circle, their family, meeting your every need. And he still has to put you in your place. He still has to deal with your attitude, or maybe not even put you in your place. He still has to roll his eyes when you're nagging about this or, understanding this because this is who you are. No, again, get your behind there now, ladies. Like, to even desire this kind of relationship, or to even say like, yeah, like I'm still single because I have not yet found a man who can deal with me and deal with all of me and all that I come with and my attitude. I don't want anyone that I can run over or walk over. Like, first of all, that's already showing that you have a heart issue. Like, let's be real. It's showing you got something going on inside, because again, Proverbs 4:23, above all else, guard your heart. Why? For everything that you do, everything you think, everything you speak, your actions, your mannerisms, your behavior, everything all stems from the condition of your heart. So then you would need to identify what reason that you would have for either desiring or waiting for, or even thinking that this kind of relationship is okay. That even wanting to have that kind of interaction. Is it because you think it's cute and attractive? Is it because someone has maybe told you that you were feisty before and you just were determined like, well, I'm not changing, this is who I am? Or is it because you're lazy and refusing to change and refusing to do the work on you now, but you're tired of being single, so someone better accept it? Like, make it make sense. And let's be real, someone might accept it, right? Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, a man would never, da da da. No, but what about when he gets tired and has had enough of checking you? Because everybody gets tired at some point. And let's be real, at the end of the day, God, our Father, that is the one that'll meet you where you are, but even he's not going to let you stay there. Because if you are truly walking with Christ, at some point, transformation has to happen when you are in the presence of God. When you are truly sanctifying yourself and going deeper with God and working on, becoming, better in some way, that means change has to happen. And when you're serious on that Christian journey, at some point, like, you should either be making that prayer where it's like, hey, God, reveal me to me. Hey, God, help me to be better. Hey, God, show me the things that are displeasing to you. Either you should be voluntarily praying that, or you should be hearing when God is showing you and telling you, hey, daughter, this is what we need to work on. Hey, God, I want you to, or, hey, daughter, I want you to see this about yourself. Like, God is going to ensure that some type of change happens. All right. So when it comes to men, whether you're single right now and dating, or whether you've been single because maybe it has been an attitude thing, maybe it has been a character flaw, and maybe you have yet to come across a man who is willing to deal with the foolishness. Like, you just have to think about it, because truth be told, I would question any man that would be okay with and would allow a woman to just have that attitude and be the kind of person that she is, and just have that thing about her where she's just, oh, one of these days he's gonna shut me up, one of these days he's gonna curse me out, one of these days he's gonna put me in my place. That no, 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 no. Now, make no mistakes, because let me go ahead and clear this up, okay? There are some things and there are some ways about you that are tied to you. They are tied to your core identity, right? Like, there are just some things, like, that's just who we are. Like, not the negative traits. Anything that goes against what the Bible says, especially as far as character and, Christian living and your character as a Christian woman, we're not excusing that. We're not going to make any excuses for that. But yeah, some of us, like, we have maybe a little bit of, like me, like, I've been called sassy before. Like, I know I have a little bit of sassiness. I know that I sometimes can be blunt with my delivery. That's different. But to be nasty or disrespectful, those are the things that God showed me quickly. Like, no, those are going to change now. You can't, call yourself this, but then you have this disposition or this demeanor about you. So I had those things that God was like, no, ma'am. But again, we have other things that are tied to us, to our core identity. And what I do know is that for some of you, there are things that are present because of your attachment style. Like, there are some things, like, of course, I've talked about some of the attachment styles before. There's secure, anxious, avoidant. We have some things that just kind of make up who we are, of course, like, that stem all the way from childhood. But what I realize is, even then, this is where emotional intimacy comes into play. A lot of times we can be so, hell-bent and determined, we want to meet somebody and settle down and da-da-da-da-da. A lot of us who have been abstinent for years, it's like, I'm ready to have sex. I'm ready to have sex with my husband. I'm ready to get intimate. I'm ready to have sexual intimacy and physical intimacy. We can be in such a rush to get there that we just, like, bypass the need to develop emotional intimacy. We'll completely leave out the emotional intimacy aspect. And the reason emotional intimacy is so important is because it's all about getting comfortable with knowing who you are. It's all about knowing what it is you want. It's knowing what your needs are. It's realizing every single thing about yourself, right? And then being honest about every bit of who you are and why. Because emotional intimacy is saying, okay, this is who I am. This is what I know about me. This is what I prefer. This is how I operate. My strengths, my weaknesses. These are the parts of me that I don't need to hide. And then it's saying, okay, I'm trying to see where something might go with me and this man. So now that emotional intimacy is going to allow you to effectively and safely communicate those things to him, so that you can get to that point of saying, okay, yeah, like, this is me, like, this is my personality. And, so sometimes, I might do things this way. So, hey, maybe it never made sense to you why I do this, or why I respond this way, or why certain things. This is why. I can tell you a little bit more about me. That is what emotional intimacy is, okay? Because I can say for me, previously, I had reasons. Here's the kicker. Here's the funny part. I had reasons that I had for why I was the way I was. I had excuses. And a lot of the reasons, first of all, I will say that they were subconscious. I didn't even realize those things exist. Now, I also didn't want to admit certain things about myself as to who I am, who I was. I didn't want to admit my reasons for certain things. I always found it very hard with men to communicate my needs and my wants. That was something I struggled with tremendously over the years of dating. I had a really hard time communicating what I needed, what I wanted, and how I felt. So, what ended up happening with that is it prevented me from being vulnerable, one. And a lot of times as well, my true emotions, a lot of the things that I was really feeling, they were masked. And instead, my needs were paraded by superficial behavior that oftentimes men disliked. And let's be real, rejection sensitivity and other openings that I had, daddy issues and wounds from the father and all of the abandonment issues, my rejection sensitivity, my openings, they simply caused that wound to be retouched over and over and over again. That wound became sore over and over and over again. And therefore, what happens? So, if a wounded person, that means you are not well. If you're wounded, you have an open wound that can become infected. I was not well, and I was walking around still trying to date, but because I was dating from a wounded place and from an unhealed place, I was not making the best decisions with men and dating and sex and everything else. So it's like I was just giving all of me away. I was getting nothing in return. So now I'm left even more and more depleted, but still yearning for love. And then it's like going to the next man, hoping that they were going to give me certain things, but I still had my ways about me. And of course, now, well, because the last guy hurt me, so now this is my attitude, and this is my defense, and this is my behavior. And this guy's like, okay, yeah, shorty, I'm not dealing with that. So then it's like, okay, boom, I'm going to the next guy because at the root of it all, I still desperately wanted love. So like, imagine my love life and my dating life was in shambles. My God, like I was screwed up. But I had to be honest. I really had to examine and reflect, which I was like, Victoria, why are you like this? It was like, okay, at the root of it all, what's going on? And it almost always comes from fear. There is some type of fear. Like fear is the driving factor in so many things. Fear is the thing that we are most addicted to. Fear is the thing that drives us in some way the most. Like almost every decision we make, a lot of times it comes from a place of fear. And so with me kind of examining some things about why I was the way I was and everything else, there was fear that I wouldn't be seen as confident. Fear that maybe someone was going to leave me. Ladies, I don't know what some of your reasons might be as to why your attitude, demeanor, and everything else might be. Maybe it's fear that you won't be good enough, fear of being seen as weak because, nope, been there, done that, not going to do that again. Those were a lot of my fears. And I had to get real, and then I had to say, you know what? It is okay to tap into my womanhood and be vulnerable. Like, man, ladies, that is such a freeing feeling. When you can say, you know what, it is okay for me to just be a woman. It is okay for me to be soft. It is okay to tap into who God created me to be. It is okay to be vulnerable. Like that is life changing because even with doing that, again, it changed everything about me. I no longer had this facade. I no longer had to pretend. I no longer had to audition. I no longer had that negative part of my attitude. I no longer had that negative, demeanor. Sorry, I'm still dealing with some like post-COVID brain fog, so I can't always talk straight. I've realized the past 2 weeks. But I had all of these different things about me that were just all over the place. But it's like once I finally was just like, no, be a woman. I'm not even, my feminine energy, whatever you want to call it. But it was just like, hey, be a woman. Men aren't trying to go to bed with another woman. Well, not the kind of man that I'm dating and looking to marry, right? Like, I'm like, they're not trying to go to bed with another man every night. So why don't you be soft and understand, like, there are specific roles that God has for a man and a woman. And there are specific things that a woman and a man are going to bring to the marriage. Like, I talk about that even a lot. Again, New Heart Academy, ladies, like either class 3 or 4 is all about womanhood, vulnerability, and how you have been working against yourself to even use those things to your advantage when it comes to your love life. But now my communication is on point. Like now I am at the point where it's like, this is who I am. This is what I need. This is what I'm bad at. This is what I'm working on. This is the part that I've accepted that really is a part of my makeup. This is the kind of man that I, need, want, will not talk to, like will not marry. Like now I am free because like it sounds so like cliche and it's like, but I'm free to be me. And with the new me, all of that old stuff went out the window because I was absolutely that person. I was like, ooh, I can see it now. I'm gonna be giving my husband. I feel sorry for him. He gonna have a headache all the time. I see him shaking his head at me all the time. I'm gonna give him a run for his money. I know it's gonna take my little smart mouth. My husband is gonna stay checking me and putting me in my place and da 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 da. Then I was like, girl, you think that's cute? I think I really did think it was cute. I really thought there was nothing wrong with feeling that way. But now I'm like, girl, if you don't shut up, you sounded so stupid. Like women who want a man to check them or who just want a man to accept their negative character flaws are engaging in self-betrayal in their dating lives. You are engaging in self-betrayal when it comes to your dating life if this is your mindset. You want to know how? I will tell you how, okay? Self-betrayal, again, it means that you are betraying yourself due to a self-love deficit, betraying yourself because you have, maybe you're going to be people pleasing, you're neglecting yourself, you're not working on the things that are working against you when it comes to the love that you are actually wanting to experience. You will end up making moves with the man that you think that are showing you as being strong and whatever else, but the kind of men that we are created to be with, they are not going to want to deal with that. And you're going to find yourself more and more being either rejected, abandoned, or skipped over. And it's like you're going to think that they betrayed you, but you're betraying yourself by not working on certain things. You're betraying your desires because you're not tending to certain things that will help you get the kind of relationship and even marriage that deep down you absolutely deserve and desire. And the thing is, because of your determination to not change on your own and check yourself, you're running good men off. Because let's be real, a Christian man, a good man, a man who is serious about a wife, a man who is serious about providing and protecting and building and growing, he doesn't want to have to deal with your foolishness, okay? He doesn't. He does not want to have to deal with the foolishness and the nonsense at the end of the day. So it's like you're failing to do the work that is necessary. You're failing to prepare, and you're going to only attract the kind of men that you subconsciously don't want. And really probably the same kind of men that you have dated repeatedly over and over and over again, because ultimately what you are wanting is a man who cares. You're wanting a man, when you end up doing a lot of those, engaging in those behaviors, what you're doing is you're saying, I want a man to show me that he cares enough about me and he isn't going anywhere. He is going to accept all parts of me. And a lot of times what some ladies even do is a lot of times they're doing that based on and coming from a place of abandonment where it's like, okay, you know what? Because when you have a fear of abandonment, you literally live in the perpetual fear and the cycle of this person is going to leave me again. So now what it's saying, you get into a relationship and it's like you try to push a man away because it's like, I'm trying to see, is this person going to leave me at some point? Are they eventually going to leave? So let me just keep on pushing them away, pushing them, telling them to leave, telling them I don't want them, whether that's, directly or indirectly, because that's what your fear is anyway. You don't want them to leave, but it's like you got biology, like you're working against yourself. The humanity and the biological point, you're working against yourself. And a lot of that fear of abandonment, it is nothing but it turns into abandonment anxiety inside of your relationship. And then ultimately your average guy is going to have enough. They are going to leave. And then lo and behold, the same thing that you had a fear of all along, it now has become a self-fulfilling prophecy that you ended up leading to that happening. But a lot of times women, they really don't want the man, but it's like, no, I just want a man to show me that he cares. He isn't going anywhere. He can accept every single part of me. You're wanting a man to accept you, even the parts that really aren't you, but the parts that are simply defenses and protection. And ladies, y'all know, like I say this all the time, like in New Heart Academy, there is one class that is literally, it's like 2.5 hours just talking about understanding men and their biological makeup, like, and what makes us so different. But one of the man's most basic needs, it's also a component to kingdom love, and it's respect. Respect is like one of a man's most basic needs, and respect is also a part of kingdom love. What is respect? It is defined as due regard for the feelings, wishes, rights, or traditions of others. Also called esteem, it is a positive feeling or action that is shown towards someone or something that is considered important or held in high esteem or regard. So respect is something that conveys a sense of admiration for good or those valuable qualities. And respect is a way of treating or thinking about something or someone. So we have to understand that a healthy relationship simply cannot exist without respect. Respect has to be one of your love goals. Like that should be something that you have to like expect, right? Like, but the thing is that I've realized a lot of us, like a lot of women, have none. Like we have like no respect for men. We want a man, but we don't respect ourselves. We don't respect men. We don't respect God, but yet we want a love life. Yet we're like praying and fasting and talking about, oh, this is going to be my year. I'm going to meet somebody this year. Da 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 da. Not if you have not changed anything. It won't be. And when you look at what respect looks like in a romantic relationship, so keep in mind, a relationship can be, I've said this before, a relationship is any kind that exists between two people, whether it's friends, dating, courting, getting to know someone, whatever. And I've said before, there are relationships and then there are couples. I explained this in part 1 of the Kingdom Love series. So couple means like as in we together, like we're together, we are like coupled together. A relationship without respect does not embody kingdom love, but it's understanding that it's mutual respect. Like a man who respects you, your beliefs, your personality, all parts of you, your purpose. It's evident in the way that he talks to you, treats you, everything. But it's also you respecting him. It's also you respecting him, and again, which means paying attention to your body language, the way that you talk to him, the way that you respond to him, like all of those things. Even if you are single, I want you to make it a habit of showing respect to men now, ladies, even while single, even while dating. Like you respect him, the dating process, and yourself by checking your attitude, checking your expectations, checking your desires, checking your behavior again, checking your body language, the way that you respond to him, the way that you talk to him, everything. Like this is one of the greatest components that is lacking among single women today, respect. And it's rooted in fear. It's rooted in some type of opening or something that stems from a heart issue. So you have to decide that you are going to work on your heart for real and that you are going to be healed. And then you will end up choosing wisely when it comes to dating and everything like that. Because what I do know, and I've said it before, a healed heart has the ability to feel safe, while healed eyes helps one see clearly. When you are healed and you've renewed your heart, it is going to change the game for you when it comes to dating, when it comes to your love life. And you'll be like, man, why didn't I work on me sooner? Why didn't I do the necessary work a long time ago? It's going to be like, man, I could have been in matching pajamas with somebody's son like Christmas of 2020. So ladies, just think about all of these things, all right? Remember, I am the New Love Strategist. I am a professional coach here to help you win at love. Like 2022 can look so different for you if you take the necessary steps, okay? You can visit newthinglifecoaching.com. You can join the We Will Win community. You can do that by coming into the N2L community or the and or, winter semester starts tonight again of New Heart Academy. I'm about to hop off here because I have to teach like a 2 hour course on heart matters, on helping ladies renew their heart so they can win at love. We are going deep tonight in like 1 hour and 10 minutes. All right. For those who are joining both the N2L community and the New Heart winter semester, you get 25% off your monthly membership because N2L is a month to month membership, but you get 25% off your monthly membership if you are joining both. Putting that out there, join one, and either way, you're getting the swagged out We Will Win hoodie that is going to be shipping out in a couple of weeks. So visit newthinglifecoaching.com. While there, you can subscribe. Also, because Saturday, what I did was I emailed out a self-love goal setting chart that I want you to just really think about your goals for the year and to get really clear. What are your physical goals, your social goals, emotional goals, mental goals, physical, financial, all that other good stuff. It's not too late to get access to it, but just subscribe. I will make sure you get that. Also, subscribe to this podcast. You can follow New Thing Life Coaching on Instagram and Twitter. And you can even come into the Sash Tribe, which is my private group on Facebook, only if you're a female though. So y'all be blessed. I love you all. Have a fantastic night. See some of you in about an hour. And remember, we will win. That is what everything I do is all about. We will win. We will win at Kingdom Love. That's what it all boils down to. But I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one. Bye.